Hey everybody, gather round. Hosferatu's back in town. Talking horror, guts, blood, and gore. We know you're gonna scream for more. The podcast for the recently deceased. Monsters, mayhem, fear unleashed. It's podcast for the recently deceased. We are slashers, vamps, and goats at beast. Silver screens and cursed tapes, jump scares that will contemplate, special guests and spooky lore. Turn up the volume and lock your door. The podcast for the recently deceased. Horror nerds on your souls we feast. It's podcast for the recently deceased. So grab your steak and call a priest.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the podcast for the recently deceased. I'm the boss, Hosferatu, and with me this evening is Stephen Anthony from Dark Claw Studios. How are you doing, Stephen?
Hey everybody, I am really good. Haas, how are you?
I'm great, excellent, fabulous. What a nice weekend we had over at StokerCon. We were just talking about it. It was a blast, and definitely for me, I feel reawakened, reinvigorated, motivated to move forward in the new chapter, the creative chapter.
We had the coolest people there.
Oh yeah.
That it's almost like the universe sent them. Like, hey, you know what? You need a little bit of evidence when you're first starting out. We're going to give you a lot of bit of evidence to start out that your stuff is not only necessary, but very much in demand and very much wanted. StokerCon was dope.
So good. Everybody I met, I fell in love with. I don't think I met a single person I was like, I had to shake off.
Right, yeah, no. It's, everybody was cool. Like I said, even, because I didn't walk the room, I know you did, but even the one other comic book dealer that was there, he was honestly very, very cool. I didn't get like the creepy, icky Comic Con vibes I got that I got at StokerCon. So to Will and Bert who ran it, thank you guys. You guys were awesome. You did a fantastic con. And with any luck, we'll see you as just regular horror writers, horror fans in Pittsburgh next year. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah. All right. Tonight we will be discussing The Gorge. 2 operatives are appointed to posts in guard towers on opposite sides of a classified gorge.
2 sexy ass operatives. Please proceed.
Directed by Scott Derrickson, written by Zach Dean, starring Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. This was also an Apple TV original. The first Apple TV original I believe I've ever reviewed or we've ever had on the show. For those of us joining us for the first time, we're going to give you a quick summary and our score, spoiler free, and then we're going to move on to Spoiler Town, where we deep dive discuss pretty much every aspect of the film from beginning to end. So to kick that off, Steven, what'd you think?
I give it a 9.
Okay.
No preamble, no discussion, no up, down, 8, 9, old Steven. No, it's a 9.
No BS.
Loved it. Loved it.
Straight to it. 9 out of 10.
Loved it.
Okay. For me, The Gorge was... well...
He's going to say 7.
For an Apple TV exclusive, it felt very Hollywood to me. It felt very... maybe that's because it was PG-13, so it was playing to a lot of, like... Yeah, it was there was also like a dichotomy. The first half was like mystery, conspiracy, romance, and the second half was like action horror. So for me, I enjoyed the film a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was definitely popcorn. I wouldn't file this one under must own, but I would watch it again because I did have a good time. I would say too much CG, but we'll get into that a little bit later. From the Haas, it gets a 7 out of 10. I love how you do that. I love you're like, oh, Nate's gonna give this movie a 7.
Yeah, but I think you know the score that I'm going to give movies too at this point.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna go with an 8. I think a 9's a little high, but we'll get into that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we put our foot in our mouths, this is the spoiler segment of the show. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it and come on back. If you don't give a shit about spoilers, stick with us. We're gonna tell you everything that happens anyway. Okay.
If I was, I'm gonna proceed with said foot mouthing. If I was gonna be subject to peer pressure, I would give it an 8. I love this fucking movie. I'm giving it a 9.
Look, I don't, I don't want you to change your score based on what I say. I want to know
I'm not changing my. I am rock solid. How dare you?
I would never suggest it. I'm glad you enjoyed it so much. I just, it never. So we talk about immersion. This movie never had me. I mean, I was looking at my phone. I paused it a couple times to see how much was left.
Whoa!
yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I mean, all right.
Okay.
Let's do it our normal way, right? We start off with like the girl goes first, right? Or does the guy go first? It doesn't matter. So they're getting recruited, right? But before that, we get like this insane. Both of them. Anya Taylor-Joyce was a little worse. Dasa.
Well, we get a more personal introduction to her, and we get, I feel like, a more schematic introduction, a more factual exposition background for him.
For him, right. So Drasa, she is a sniper assassin, whatever. She kills somebody, and then she shows up at her mother's gravestone where her father is playing the accordion, and they have.
I love that scene, by the way.
They have a very heartfelt conversation about him dying of pancreatic cancer, so there's no thing they can do, so he's going to go out on Valentine's Day on his own terms.
Yeah. And
she says she's got to go to Moscow for another job, and he's like, well, if you're not around for when I go, look at the stars, look at the hunter, I believe he says, on that night, and know that I'm gone. And
the nature of their work is that when they're gone, they don't get to pick and choose. If they're gone if their assignments for a year,
right.
Their assignments for a year, which is what this next assignment's going to be at the Gorge.
Right. So for me, this scene, I didn't look it up. I wonder if the Gorge was based on a novel, because it felt like the movie had to come up with a way to give you a ton of backstory in a short amount of time in order for the entire movie to kind of take place, or like all of the action of the movie to take place in and on and around the Gorge. Because it felt like we got way too much information about Drasa in this scene. And then in the next scene, the same kind of thing happens with Levi and the Sigourney Weaver's character, the head of Shadow Organization X.
Does Sigourney Weaver only play a shadowy Organization X leaders now? Is that all she does?
I think that's her typecast, right? She was like, the CEO of the company in the cabin in the woods.
Yeah, I mean, and also Defenders. She was like, the shadowy leader.
Wasn't she also in that horrible Alien movie with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, Paul?
I don't know any Alien movie past Resurrection.
It's not a movie. It's not an Alien movie. It's a movie with an alien in it.
It's a movie with an alien.
Yeah. Yes. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. So they pick up. They hit an alien, I think, with their van, and they throw it in the back of the van, and it talks, and it's voiced by Seth Rogen, and it's like a road trip comedy. And
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle with an alien instead. Is that?
Yeah. And then I think Sigourney Weaver is our the U.S. Black Ops alien director in that movie as well. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not.
I can't imagine that she's enjoying this telephone call from her agent. Like at a certain point, so easy. The magnitude of her ability. she's got to be phoning it in.
Oh, she's definitely phoning it in all these performances. I think. I mean, she's such an amazing actress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd love to see her do something more at the end of her career.
Maybe it's not her. Maybe it's the conversation we already had, where it's not the actor's fault, it's the producer's fault.
Oh, sure.
If we can get a 5-minute scene of her telling someone, the necessity of why she does what she does, that she's not the evil fucker that everybody sees her to be.
Yeah.
I think that would give it some element to it that the actor would enjoy playing, and that the audience would enjoy receiving.
Yeah, like why don't make an alien movie with Ripley in it, where Ripley just tells everybody good luck at the beginning. We don't see her again. You don't have to kill her. You don't have to. Ripley could have a happy ending, and the aliens can go on with.
What happened to Ripley, by the way?
She kills herself at the end of 3, right?
Well, yeah, she's dead at the end of 3, and they clone her, and her clone is there for resurrection.
Yeah.
I don't think she's in an alien movie after that, right?
No. In fact, I wouldn't consider her clone Ripley at all. The character is not the same. She plays the character nothing like Ripley. It's definitely a
deep dive.
Ripley clone. Yeah, that's what we should do. We should do an Aliens marathon.
We should. An Alien 1 through 4. I cannot stand Alien 3.
That's because you haven't watched the director's cut. Alien 3 is fucking awesome, and it's a hardcore horror movie like Alien 1. It tried too much in the theatrical cut to be too much like Alien 2, where it was like action horror with some comedy thrown in there, like a Jim Cameron movie, but it wasn't directed by James Cameron, which means it's not going to be
right.
Aliens.
So why?
So why try to be like Aliens? The director's cut is so good. It has so much more story, so much more of all the reasons why everything is happening there. Way more of the actual aliens, way more of the story of what happened with Newt and what happened with Michael Bihn's character.
Okay.
Yeah, just so much more going on in the director's cut, and like I said, definitely a straight horror movie, not even.
I just remember falling asleep. I was like, "Fuck, this is boring as shit." Alien 1 is amazing. Aliens is so fucking good.
Yeah.
And I love Alien Resurrection. I know that's, I'm not going to get agreed with a lot of people on that one. I don't give a shit. But Alien 3, when I tried watching, I was like, please, God. And, the fact that she had a queen in her, I think was like the whole concept of 3.
Yeah.
And that's why they cloned her. They don't give a shit about her.
Yeah.
She was a byproduct. It was to clone the queen that kind of like, so Ripley just came along for the ride to be the host of it.
Yep.
And I love the cloning scene. I loved it when she passed by because she was number 9. And so they passed the 8 previous versions of her. And the 8th one was like the one that was the most fucked up.
Yeah.
I loved everything about it.
Well, there was the one that was still alive on life support.
Yeah, but she was the one that was the most
that was like
developed.
Yeah. And it was like, it looked at
human, but still had obvious.
That was the one that whispered, "Kill me."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man.
It's a good movie. I love Brad Dourif in it.
I love Brad Dourif. I love Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman was great in it too, yeah.
I love that actor from A Different World whose name I don't know.
Yeah, the guy who was Guy of Gisborne and Robin Hood Prince of
Guy of Gisborne, that actor who I don't know if Robin Hood was in it.
Yeah,
he was great.
He was also the villain in The Crow. He's always good.
And Carla's husband from Cheers. And the bad guy from Commando. He was the guy that paid the Guy of Gisborne to bring the stuff. So good,
so good. And then the black dude with the dreads was from Andromeda, the TV show Andromeda, was it ER? He was a doctor. Nope. I think he was a doctor on ER.
Nope, sure? He was on a different world.
He was on a different world.
Yep.
Oh, I'm looking this up.
I am almost willing to bet that he was not on ER and whatever that other show.
No, you're right. He was not on ER. He was
Andromeda had a soap actor.
He was on.
I don't know his name either.
CSI.
All I know is Kevin Sorbo.
Not CSI.
And Lexa Doig on Andromeda. Andromeda season 1 was really good, and despite it being amazing, I just stopped watching it. But it was so good. But Tyr, the black guy in Andromeda, the character's name was Tyr.
tier. Right. It's definitely not him.
Definitely not him. And I think he came from like The Bold and the Beautiful. Okay,
Yes.
so now that we're on
CSI. He was on all 183 episodes of CSI, and that's where I recognize him from. I did watch all of that.
And that's a great wrap up to all those segues we just went down while we're discussing the Gorge.
Very, very sorry for anybody who actually sat through all of that. Hopefully you just fast forwarded to about this point where we started talking about the Gorge again.
Or the AI clipped us up and you're not even aware that happened.
You don't even know what happens, yeah. Okay, so they go on their mission. Levi gets dropped off. He gets introduced to the dude who's already there. The guy passes the torch, so to speak. Mm-hmm. He gets picked up by his helicopter, and right away the intrigue starts. Once the guy on the helicopter verifies his identification, he shoots him right in the head, and he drops him into the gorge.
I feel this scene was not unnecessary. I would have loved if it came at the end of the movie. We see the guy getting picked up, cut back to Levi and Drasa, and we're good.
Yeah.
And then later on, when they access TV monitors and shit, they see that footage.
Right.
I think us knowing, and I get it, the Hitchcock model, the audience knows something that the characters don't. I would have preferred to not know.
Yeah, like if there was a question of the source being a villain, them being the shadow organization or actually the government, or what are they doing? What we already know that they're going to betray Levi at the very least.
We just know by Sigourney Weaver being Sigourney Weaver that this guy's fucked.
Yeah.
Like she asks him, no kids?
Yeah.
No attachments? It's like, dude, do you not know you're going on a suicide mission? Do you not know that?
He kind of knew. He kind of did know.
I think he doesn't give a shit. I think that's par for the course for his work.
Yeah.
And he's one of the best in his field.
Yeah. The only one better was, Drasa until the end.
Yeah. Yeah. 3,750 feet, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, he gets the 3,800-foot shot off at the end, but
yeah. Right. But I liked how, and I know I'm skipping ahead, but I like how she was testing him. She's like, "Oh my God, did you get that shot at 3,750 feet?" Yeah. Knowing that it was her that got it.
Right.
Just is this guy? Is he an asshole?
Yeah.
Is he going to try to lie? Is he going to try to take credit for him? It's like there's 200 of us. Is he going to try to pretend to be one of the other 198? That was a good scene.
Yeah.
All their interactions were great.
So what does he have to do? He's got to check in once a month on the radio.
Yep.
He goes a while before he even looks across the gorge and sees that Drasa's over there.
Now I did love the lost bunker feeling of this movie. That they set this up presumably post World War II. So it has everything from that era. It's got books, it's got record players, it's got amenities.
Yeah.
They set up a distillery, using the bathroom. They set it up themselves. There's nothing really super modern there except for the weapons.
Yes, right. Their little armory that each one of them had, and as Levi says, the Russian side was better stocked. That was another thing I really liked, is how quickly they mentioned that she was going to Moscow to get her orders, and then we know 100% that Levi is on the U.S. side because it follows him longer, right? Like, we get her intro, we get his intro, but then we get him being taken, we get his routine, we get him on the radio, and then he discovers her across the gorge. We're almost like, so much time has passed in the film that we could have forgotten about Drasa. I mean, we didn't, obviously, but we could have.
Right. But they did introduce her. I love the scene in the graveyard where he says, "Give it to me, give me your shame," and she passes the shell that she used to kill her target. I love that. That did create a lot of immersion for me. But yeah, after that, it's all Levi.
It's all Levi. Until he discovers her, she kind of sees that he's there, and then they start, writing notes and looking over to each other through these stationary binoculars, kind of like the ones you would get at like Ellis Island to like you know, you
And
put the quarter in and the.
so, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they each use different things. I think one of them uses like actual paper and a marker, and the other one uses a dry board or some shit.
Yeah, yeah. Drasa has a big notebook, like a wide notebook, and she just writes on it in marker. And Levi has a dry erase board.
Yeah, because that made me almost worry. Like, oh shit, is she gonna run out of paper? Which never happened. But when she initially tries to communicate, she's definitely the rogue of the two.
Yeah.
She appreciates conversation, and he just replies, "We're not supposed to contact each other." And she's like, "It's my birthday, and I don't give a shit."
That's right. And that's a good bonding scene where, you know, she puts on the music, the Ramones. She dances. He won't dance with her. He says he's bad at it.
Right.
They're drinking together across the gorge and having a nice conversation, you know, becoming friends. Long, short distance friends.
Yeah, and I think the next scene is when they go through like the montage of their friend building activities. And I think at one point they're playing chess, and I remember mentioning this to you, that they're playing the drums because he was in, I know you know the name of the movie, with J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. Oh man.
Damn it!
It's not Whiplash. It's the other one.
No, it is Whiplash.
Is it Whiplash?
Yeah, it's Whiplash. He's in Whiplash where he plays the drums, and she's in the Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit.
Playing
Right.
chess. So they did both in this movie, which I thought was a nice tip of the hat, a nice homage to their previous works that they had done. And at one point, he goes and moves the wrong piece, and she's on it.
Yeah.
And she lets him know quickly.
She
like
shoots the gun in the air. Shoots the gun in the air, yeah.
But like the bullet like flies by him, and it's like so much trust is built at that moment.
Right.
And he just falls more in love with her, like a lot of us did.
Yeah.
Nate, how many women have shot at you, and you just love them even more for it? Can you count on one hand?
If you wanted to take the grandiose of a Hollywood bullet to reality, I would say that just one. And no, I didn't fall more in love with her. We're getting divorced.
Not even standing in the BTS.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. You only live once.
We live and we learn, man.
That's right. So you know the montage is over, and we get attacked, right? And so this is the first time we get to see these Hollow Men.
Oh yeah. The Hollow Men start coming out of the
They start
gorge.
coming up, and they're blowing up.
Well, wait a second. Before that happens, doesn't he zip line to the other side? And isn't he zip lining back when the Hollow Men come out?
That's the second attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I watched it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So.
Yeah. So the first attack, you see them blowing up and stuff, and you don't really know why, and that's okay, I guess. And then they're shooting down. They're shooting down. Well, right, but we don't know that until we see him resetting them the next day, and that's when he sees the drone for the first time, and he starts to get a little. Well, if this is a blackout, if we're cloaked here,
right? Which is one of the pieces of information I think Sigourney Weaver, which we should probably look up her character name, that Sigourney gave him. That you're blacked out, you're cloaked. So basically, and I didn't even think of it until it happened. You have license to do whatever the fuck you want here.
Yeah,
these are rules that how the hell are we supposed to ask you to enforce them?
Right. Bartholomew is her name.
Her name is Bartholomew?
Yeah.
Does she have a first name?
Nope, just Bartholomew. Makes me think that this was definitely adapted from a novel.
Right, because that's like, we got to stay true to the book, but the book probably had a detail that made that cool.
Yeah.
Whereas just as a character name on IMDb kind of has us scratching our head and being like...
Right. And we're never going to call her in the movie. He just calls her Sir or whatever, so... Right?
Name her Sierra or some shit. Give her a cool,
cool name.
Alien world name. Every name in Alien was cool.
So the Hollow are cool. They're okay. So lots of CG, and honestly, I'm okay with it when it's like it's like a whole monster race, or it's a whole bunch of aliens or something. When
Right.
I don't like CG when it's like completely unnecessary. Like when you do a blood splat from a gunshot wound, like you could have just done that with a cap, with a blasting
Yeah.
cap. Like, come on. So they look cool. They're like mutated by nature. They're like human, but they're like they've got like vines and wood and sticks all over them and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a cool look. And you only get described about what the gorge is from the first guy who says it's kind of like hell, or he thinks it's hell, and we're guarding the gate.
Right. Kind of like I'm not saying the writers at Apple said, "Hey, let's do some Lost here, some Stranger Things here, and your typical guy-girl romance here," but guarding the gate to hell. Okay.
Yeah.
May have seen that recently.
Yeah, so I was very relieved to find out it wasn't, but at this point,
Right.
I don't know what it is, and they're blowing up when they get killed, so I'm like, oh, this is kind of weird, kind of neat. I thought something, a piece of shrapnel from one of the demon explosions goes into Dross's right here, right in front of the shoulder, and I thought something more was going to come of that, but it didn't. It was just, she just healed it up and whatever. One thing I did really like was okay, so it's U.S. on one side and Russia on the other side, so obviously it's been this way since like the 40s, right? If they get past one line of defenses on either side, the U.S. side has to shoot them off of the Russia's cliff, and Russia has to shoot them off the U.S.'s cliff. I thought that was interesting, just from a writing perspective. Like, didn't affect the movie, either way. Just from the story, she pulled up this big Gatling gun and was shooting his, and he pulled up the big Gatling gun and was shooting hers. Thought that was kind of cool.
That is kind of cool. It's one of those you trust the audience unspoken things out loud. Like, if this is a Cold War thing, if this is a mutual thing that we created this catastrophe, we're going to clean it up together. It's an unspoken way of acknowledging, okay, from time to time, I'm going to have to help you out. You're going to have to help me out.
Exactly. And then
nice observation.
She's there injured, and she holds up a sign. When it's all said and done, best birthday ever. So the comedy continues to play in this, PG-13 action horror romance.
It did feel very actiony from time to time.
Yeah, and it's almost right at exactly the hour point. And in fact, that's one of the times I paused it. Not this time because I was checking to see when it was over, but just to see, okay, it was like right at the 1 hour point. So you get like an hour of backstory, exposition of everything you need to know, and then you get a full hour of Act 2 and Act 3 of just like action, quick story progression to reveal the villain, climax, wrap up. It all comes in the back half.
You could definitely see the writer's room in this movie if you didn't enjoy it as much as I did. I could see how you reverse engineer that.
So I don't know why he got challenged to go see her. I mean, obviously he wanted to, but I thought there was an event, something that took place in the story that made him like have to and or want to go over to her side.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. Either way, he rigs up he says dinner tonight? Question mark. And he rigs up he takes the bomb out of a rocket, and he rigs up the rocket launcher to fire, and to fire essentially a zip line, which she ties over there.
Right.
And he zips about halfway, but then he has to pull himself the other half. And then they have a wonderful evening together. Some decent comedy, a little bit of schmoozing.
They did not schmooze right away, which
No.
I thought was bullshit. You're two young, smoking hot kids that have been flirting with each other every way two human beings can flirt in a long-distance relationship. And the first thing you do is not to start making out right away.
Well, she's European, okay, and you might think that makes her more sexually liberal, but she's Eastern European. She's Lithuanian, right, which is practically Russian. So she's not going to give it up that easy. In fact, this is where she tests him with the questions, right? Because she made him rabbit stew, and they are going to have dinner, and she is going to find out what kind of guy this guy is before she gives it up, and that is very European.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the Amazon writing room, they got that part right.
Yeah.
The Eastern European, the Lithuanian, Russian community does not let their emotions dictate their actions, is what you're telling me.
Absolutely not. They are all like, do this the right way, and this is the right way according to the way I was raised or taught or whatever.
How fucking boring.
Yeah, you're telling me. Okay. I hope she doesn't watch this episode. Okay, moving on. Sorry, she doesn't watch any of them.
I didn't say a word.
She hasn't watched any of them, so she'll never watch this episode. Don't worry.
Laura might. Nate, why are we getting so many views?
Okay.
Wait. Did the algorithm tell us that a certain law firm is like watching YouTube? What's that about?
Okay. So, naturally, that they have consummated their friendship, the problems are about to happen. I thought they would happen like while they were together, like cuddling, whether it still be night or in the next morning. But
I was concerned that he was missing shit on the American side, and how does he not know that he's getting a telegram or some shit? Some kind of 1946 military.
Well, they only communicate once a month, and that was made clear the first time that he checked in, and that's why they showed that to us.
But
so he says he's got to check in. She actually has a grappling hook with a gun.
Right.
The Russian side is once again better stocked, so she shoots that thing over, and he zips over, but something happens. I believe one of the...
Now, did the zipline get caught and he had to climb up when he was getting to her, and now the zipline fucks up again when he's going back?
Well, no, this is a different zipline. Oh wait. Oh, that's right. This is his zipline. And it didn't fuck up when it got caught when it went to her. He lost momentum.
Right.
So he loses momentum again. He's starting to pull himself, but a hollow is climbing up the wall, and he hits one of those mines that he just reset, and the explosion causes debris to hit his line and cut it in half. Mm-hmm. And he goes down, and she sees him pull his parachute. Well, she runs in and grabs her parachute and immediately jumps in.
How did you not love that fucking scene?
I did love the scene. It doesn't
like you're describing it now. Like I remember, and she's gonna go off, and she's ride or die, bro.
Yeah. She gets hers and goes down, and this is, big action, right? So she gets taken away by a river and gets out. He's upside down in a tree and's got to cut himself out. He gets stuck in a sticky bone venomous fly trap, pulling him into the ground. But she shows up just in time.
Here's where we are very, very different from Stranger Things. It is not a portal to hell. It is a portal to the hell that humanity created during World War II.
Yes, so they're going to back to back with their guns out, and they're going to kill a bunch of stuff. And they're going to find their way to it. They're going to find their way to a church, and in the church, they're going to find a bunch of dead people who didn't turn into the tree monsters, and he's going to smell some residue from a little capsule, and he says it's cyanide. And so all these people chose to not turn and chose to die instead. Then they're going to get attacked by more tree monsters. They're going to kill those tree monsters. They're going to get away to a bunker. They're going to go in the bunker, and they're going to find an old generator and turn it on and find out that they are in a lab.
I feel like you were very respectful when you used the word hollow, and I feel you're being very reductive when you call them tree monsters.
Well,
what happened?
Well, they just called them hollows when they thought they might be demons and they might be guarding hell, but now we know that they're just mutated humans. Humans mutated with nature at a genetic level,
Right.
according to the bio that we're going to get right now as they flip through the paperwork and they watch a video and they turn on a computer that says the name of the company. And that's when he figures it out. Because he saw the name on the company on the drone.
And this is the scene that I would have loved if they found the footage of the helicopter pilot being shot. Because at this point, they know. They totally fucking sold us out.
Yeah.
There's no way we could ever go back to our day jobs. Neither one of us are ever going to work in a Walmart ever again.
Yeah, we're not.
Our social security number is shot.
So they've got the information. They're in an old missile silo. They find out about Project something dog. Slow dog. Dumb dog.
Happy dog.
Something dog.
Wish I could help you. I was going to watch it again today.
So the Project Dog is it's the failsafe that'll blow up the Gorge. It's a big giant missile, which you have 2 minutes of evacuation once it gets started, and 4.2 kilometers is the blast radius.
How the hell is 2 minutes enough time to travel 4,200 meters? Just think about a meter now.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's that long fucking stick that we don't use here in the United States. Longer than a yardstick. I'd say like what, 3 yardsticks?
It's approximately 2.5 miles.
2.5 miles in 2 minutes?
Yeah. Well, that's just in the information packet. So, you can obviously detonate it remotely and stuff like that. So, you need to know the radius.
I need to know my fat ass is not running 4,200 meters in 2 fucking minutes. It's just not happening. Drasa, I love you. You're going to get the head start. I'm going to sit back here and do my Harry Stamper from Armageddon, and I'm going to click the fucking button.
So they get up with some more action, more fighting, more shooting, more dead hollow men.
Yeah.
And they get back up to her side. And on her side, he's like, I got a call tonight, and I don't know how I'm going to get back over there. He's like, she's like, don't worry, I've got a grappling hook. And he zips across to the other side. Now, she has a call too. So she has her check-in call, he has his check-in call. We can assume that they both go down the same way. But
Wait a second, you're talking about after they came out of the gorge, they're concerned about the calls?
Yeah, they get the call like that night.
Okay.
The check-in calls that night, and that's when Levi's call. So we don't get to see her call.
Okay, yep.
We see Levi's call. Levi's call, after he confirms, it goes to Sigourney Weaver.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that we had sense that a computer turned on. He's like, oh, I didn't go in the gorge. He's like, oh, you didn't go in the gorge?
Yeah, she's questioning him, and it's something the writers like let's ask questions. And I do this when I play Risk all the time. I'll have the wrench, and I'll ask you if you have the wrench. And now I just know the other two things are for sure what I'm looking for. So Bartholomew does that, and she's looking at the computer monitors. Levi and Drassa don't know that there's a remote hookup connection, whatever.
Right.
And so she knows Levi is lying to him, and I thought he lied honestly pretty damn well.
Pretty well, and it's both of them in the video. It's him and Drassa at the computer in the bunker on the video. And she says, well, if it wasn't you who turned on the computer, it must have been her. You have to eliminate her immediately. Mm-hmm. I'll see you in the morning.
And he's like affirmative. He's like, consider it done.
Yeah.
She's dead.
So he doesn't break character. He like you just said, I think he did an excellent job selling it here.
Mm-hmm.
You can assume she got the same call from her superiors because the next thing you know, they're planning their escape. Now,
was that supposed to generate something in the audience were we supposed to worry? Because I worried for maybe 0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like they might turn on each other. No.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could have thought that they weren't kindred spirits and obviously in love with each other, but they definitely were at this point. And she says we can run. she says, I know a place in France. And then they don't bother telling us their plan. They just show.
They told us everything else. That was kind of rude.
Yeah, they show them setting up the plan as the helicopters are coming in. And they kind of get interrupted, but they also, I guess, did finish. They just didn't get like a head start on leaving. She sees the helicopter, she goes back over to him, and he just screams "run" at the top of his lungs, and so they're both running, and the helicopter lands. She gets out. They're checking things out. Levi's nowhere to be found. The military guy with Sigourney Weaver, Bartholomew, is like,
yeah, she's got like a foot soldier with him, and yeah, that was satisfying. I enjoyed that when she realized we're fucked.
Yeah.
That's a great deal.
Yeah, so he comes back. He's like, "There's no sign of her over there either. So how are we to know that she's dead?" And she's like, "We can't assume she is. Call the quadcopters, split them up, send 2 after him, send 2 after her." And so the quadcopters are exactly what you might have thought they were. They're 4 drones. I was like, "Ooh, quadcopters." No, it's just quad just means that there's 4 of them.
There's just 4 blades.
Yeah, each one wasn't a quad. Well, it doesn't matter. So being excellent marksmen and, kind of fully equipped because they're going on the run, they dispatch of their quadcopters. Except Levi takes a little damage to his leg, so he is now, instead of running full bore, he's kind of limp running.
4,200 meters.
Yep.
A little bit of tension there.
Yep. She in the very beginning, the guy who passed the torch said to Levi, "If you hear the sirens, run." The sirens start to kick off. Oh, no. Sorry. After the quadcopters are dispatched, both Levi and Drasa set up their sniper rifles, aim down at these charges that they set, shoot the charges, which blow up the satellites and run down a cable, blow up the satellites, run down a cable, blow up the satellites. The Gorge is no longer cloaked, which Stray Dog, I think it was Stray Dog.
Could have been Stray Dog.
Senses that.
That makes sense.
And immediately goes into self-destruct mode. So that's the 2-minute timer. The sirens go off.
I understand it's a little bit of a public relations headache, but in a world where Chernobyl, Pearl Harbor, 9/11 exists, why not just blow this fucking thing up? Why you continue to send 2 people here for 80 years?
They're making
for this
super
Cold
soldiers.
War relic.
They're making super soldiers out of from the research.
Oh,
that was discovered in the bunker.
Oh, so okay. So wait, what? They
so that's what those drones are doing. Those drones are extracting DNA from the hollows and going back to dark black, whatever the secret,
right, straight off.
The service name is. Yeah.
I'm going to ask us to pause right here, right now. I'll be right back.
We'll be right back after this.
Appreciate you.
And we're back. Sorry for the disruption, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started right where we left off.
Let's see how good the AI is and see how well it
puts it all together.
Yeah.
So the sirens are blaring, which says to Bartholomew, "Let's get the fuck out of here." And she says, "Get the choppers ready," and they run and they fly and they fly and there's an explosion.
Did she remind you of Hillary Clinton at all?
Huh?
Did she remind you of Hillary Clinton at all?
No.
Okay.
Obviously, she did you, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, enough to spur the question.
Sure.
Just a very smart, powerful, cold, calculated woman in a position of authority.
Right. I was going to say, she didn't have anybody hanged in their jail cell in this movie.
Hillary, I did not say that.
So they're flying.
Wait, what was that sound?
What?
You didn't hear that just now? Dude, Okay, dead ass. I thought you were hitting like a soundboard or some shit.
No.
There was some alien just now.
I was laughing, so I don't know. I was a
That
loud
wasn't it.
laugh. All right.
Nope.
Okay. So they're flying away. There's an explosion. They're flying. The explosion catches the helicopter, and the bad guys die. Awesome.
Satisfying.
Drasa stands confidently on the hilltop and watches the explosion because she definitely got far enough away.
Right.
Cut to Levi running limp running as fast as he can to the top of a hill as the explosion catches him and throws him off the cliff and into the water.
Mm-hmm.
We cut to Drasa weeks later, or a week later, 6 days later to be exact.
Is it 6 days?
Yes, crossing off the boxes because it takes 5
right.
days for the symptoms to set in if you're infected with the virus.
So the part we didn't mention is that when they're in the gorge, there's like some kind of virus that if you make it so long, you're clear.
Yeah.
I thought that scene could have been longer. I remember watching that, and I remember thinking, why are they glossing over this? Where's the terror? Where's the hope?
Yeah.
Why am I just getting X's on a calendar or whatever she was doing?
So we had seen her do that earlier when she was counting her days too, by the way. So that was a bit of a callback. So she has a letter that says, if I don't make it, open this at sunset. She opens it and she reads it, and it's the poem he wrote for her. He told her what the name of the poem was, but he wouldn't tell her. He wouldn't read the poem to her. He was too embarrassed when they had this discussion earlier in the film. She reads the poem and she cries, and then we cut to April, which I believe this was probably, I don't know.
But mind you, that's significant because her dad said that Valentine's Day was his cutoff.
Right, and it was definitely after that because
right.
That's why he crossed the gorge. She said, I really wish there was a way for you to be here with me while she was mourning her father. So we know that all happened at the end of February, and now we're in April, and she is cutting up some lemons because it looks like she's waiting tables at a French gastropub. And
gotta pay the bills.
Yeah, gotta pay the bills. And she turns around to find a man sitting alone at a table, and who is it? It's none other than Levi. And they have
hold up a sign that says, I'll have the rabbit.
Yeah, I'll have the rabbits too. Yep. And she says, you're late. He says, I had some injuries I had to attend to. They have a little back and forth, and they kiss in the sun, beautiful French Riviera, and we roll 2 credits. And there you have it. It was, like I said, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was very Hollywood. Probably the most Hollywood movie I've seen this year. And
more Hollywood than The Monkey or Hard Eyes?
Yeah, absolutely. But maybe on par with Hard Eyes. I think The Monkey strayed a bit from formula. But that also goes to show I have not seen a lot of Hollywood this year. Like, I didn't watch Moana 2 yet, which I'm sure is formula as fuck.
Did you see Moana 2?
Yeah.
What is that?
Did you see Moana?
No.
It's a Disney cartoon.
I was gonna say, isn't that like a Disney movie, like with the
with
Polynesian people?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda did the soundtrack, dude. I can be a horror guy. I can be a horror guy and a Broadway guy. I don't care.
I'm not judging you. I saw Frozen.
Frozen was good. It was good. I don't think it lived up to the hype, but it was good. I think Moana and Encanto are much better.
I know about Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, the live action, but I don't want to.
Were you the person that told me that they saw The Accountant and The Accountant 2 absolutely sucks? Was that you?
I loved The Accountant, and I have not watched The Accountant 2 yet.
Okay, so that wasn't you. Somebody told me The Accountant 2 sucked, which I'm really surprised.
I mean, John Barenthal's great. I love the Affleck, despite what anybody says.
I love Ben Affleck in everything but Batman.
I loved him as Batman. I didn't like those movies, but I thought he was a great Batman and a better Bruce Wayne. And
he was a decent Bruce Wayne. He wasn't given the chance. But I'll take him in Argo. I loved him in The Town.
Argo, The Town. Oh, yeah.
Which is his directorial debut, by the way.
Right, but Argo was the one he won all the awards for. How about fucking, that one with that blonde English chick I love? Gone Girl.
Oh, that movie is...
So
we really wish Johnny Depp had watched that movie before he got married.
Yes.
He
would have seen the red flags.
His sister did, but it doesn't matter. His sister told him. And guys, we get blinded by the power of the light sometimes.
Rosamund Pike is her name. Oh my God. I'm in love with this woman. She can do no wrong.
You're in love with the woman who played the woman who fucked over Ben Affleck in a movie about histrionic personality disorder?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I mean, you've seen her in other things, right? She's literally amazing.
I'm going to look her up right after this.
All right, sounds good. Ladies and gentlemen, I gave it a 7. Go see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Stephen Anthony with Darklo Studios. I stand by my 9. I loved it. Check it out.
And as Hasferatu for the podcast for the recently deceased, we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.